What are those?
Now I am. All right. On that wonderful note, welcome to the Cine-Scoots podcast.
I think that note was a C.
A C as in like
C sharp?
Oh, as in like the actual
Yeah.
note? I don't know.
I don't know either.
But anyway, welcome to the Cine-Scoot podcast. Today, we are talking about the newest blockbuster of the summer.
Dinosaurs are cool.
Dinosaurs are cool.
Dinosaurs are a cool movie.
So just like, I think we have a pretty solid argument for a lot of our movies.
Blank is cool.
Blank is cool. Jets are cool.
Dinosaurs
are cool. To a certain degree, vampires are cool.
To a certain degree, I think, I see our merchandising opportunity.
You see our...
I see our merchandising opportunity. It is here. It is here before us. We just need a logo. So if any of our millions of fans are willing to lend us a free logo, that would be off the heezy, as the kids would say.
So, like we said, we are here to talk about the newest Jurassic entry, which is Jurassic World Dominion.
Not Dominatrix.
Oh no.
Though that would be a lovely film.
Wouldn't that be?
Yeah, if some designer on the hub has not created Jurassic World Dominatrix yet, I would be upset.
You would be upset?
I wouldn't watch it because I don't think I'm into that specific niche.
That specific niche
of geography, but
fair. This is our 10th episode.
Yeah.
And so, really quick, it was brought to my attention that Thano is not a big follower of the Dinosaurs Are Cool franchise.
No, I am not. I have only seen part of Jurassic Park.
Not even the whole thing?
Not even the whole thing. Is it still on Netflix? That's where I watched it.
Maybe.
That's where I watched it. Much harder to follow stuff online, obviously. Pay attention when you're watching streaming at home. That's what I mean.
That's because you have distractions?
Exactly.
Okay.
I thought it was good. I from what I saw, I think that a big part of that movie is just that you could make super cool dinosaurs on screen back then.
Yeah,
it's not to say there's not other good storytelling elements, but the technology is a factor.
Yes. So back when they came out in 94, 96, one of the two.
Off to Google. Keep talking.
Off to Google. It was a big deal, and it looked good for the time. And I know I went back and I watched the 4K. I think it's a 4K re-release.
93, June 9th.
93.
Yep.
So I was off.
Yeah, you were wrong.
I was wrong by both my guesses. But anyway, it still holds up.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch it now, you can go, this does not look dated.
Yes.
So I think that's one of the reasons why the movie has been able to stay as relevant in, people's minds.
Which is interesting, because I just watched Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones yesterday. And, there are some shots.
Yeah?
There are some shots.
There are also
some shots. There are some good ones with the CGI, but there are also some not good.
There are some things in those movies that straight up look like a PS1 cutscene.
Yeah.
And there are some things that look like maybe like an Xbox 360 cutscene.
Yes, exactly.
Which is not awful. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
So, to talk about our movie for today, let's start with, again, I feel like these synopses are getting longer and longer. But to be fair, I feel like this one, they want to get the people in. They have to bring the nostalgia.
Nice.
So it says, this summer, experience the epic conclusion to the Jurassic era as two generations unite for the first time. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are joined by Oscar winner Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and Sam Neill in Jurassic World Dominion, a bold and timely, breathtaking new adventure in the Spencer Globe. I'm not going to continue. I'm just going to stop there.
Nice. From the man who should have directed Star Wars Episode 9.
From the man who should have directed.
Yes.
Yes.
Face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would have been better.
Would have been better.
I can't remember why I had in my mind that Rian Johnson was set to direct the 9th one, but I was like, wait, no, that's not true.
He had his own trilogy.
So, fun fact, the reason why Colin Trevorrow, did not direct the last Jurassic World movie was because he was supposed to be making his Star Wars movie.
Yes, and correct me if I'm wrong, I heard that the reason he got pulled from Star Wars...
I think I told you this fun fact.
Well, I don't know. So, and I could be wrong. I thought I heard that the reason he got pulled from Star Wars was the poor reception to the Jurassic World franchise.
No.
Oh.
Fun fact.
Okay.
I think we talked about this. The reason why his movie was kind of canned primarily was because he made a movie called The Book of Henry.
Okay.
That was like bonkers.
Okay, bonkers.
And like did not get received well. And then the people at Lucas were like, maybe not.
Maybe not. In a series of poor decisions.
Because if you think about it, this was back in what, 2018?
Which one?
When his movie would have been filming, because it came out in 2019.
Last Jedi is out in 2017.
2017, so probably filming 2018, 2019. And Jurassic World came out in 2015. The same year as The Force Awakens.
So The Book of Henry comes out June 14th, 2017. Jurassic World, what was the last one called, number 2?
Fallen Kingdom. It was 2018, I want to say.
2018. So there's a timetable.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and first of all, one thing that I will say is I think both of us are pretty solidly okay to good on this movie, right?
Yes. This is a good mid-tier movie.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
It's a good time at the movies.
You're not gonna get inspired?
Nope. You're not gonna become an activist.
Nothing is a game changer.
Nope. Dinosaurs.
Yep.
Just like with Top Gun.
Yeah.
You go into the movie for the jets. Here you go in for the dinosaurs.
And I will say Top Gun is much more competently made.
Oh, absolutely.
But
but I also feel like Top Gun has a better overall payout than this movie does. But again, the main reason why you're here is to see some dinosaurs.
I'll make a quick point. So
sure.
When you look at franchises that span pre-2000 and live on now, right? From my understanding, universally, right, Jurassic Park 1 is considered the good one.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the singular, right? In Star Wars, there's debate, right? The prequel memes thing became its own social phenomenon.
Sure.
Some people think that the whole original trilogy is good. Some people only like the first 2, right? So there's debate.
Some people only like the last one.
Regardless.
I only like the last prequel.
Regardless, but by and large, with that franchise, it's at least 2.
Yeah.
Plus extended universe. So it baffles me that, because I've seen other critics that I like and I respect their opinions who are walking into this just expecting
bad.
No, expecting bad, but also sad. That they're sad that it's not living up to the expectations of the first one. And I'm like, buddy, that ship sailed a long time ago.
Yes. And
in this galaxy,
right? Yeah. Maybe in a galaxy far away, there is a series of Jurassic
Park and Jurassic World movies
where they are fantastic.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Not in this galaxy.
Not here.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. If you watch all of these movies, because Katie and I did a marathon of this over COVID, because we had nothing else to do.
Yep.
So we watched all of them in the span of 2, maybe 3 days.
Yeah.
Which is about 2 movies a day.
Yeah.
Right? And some of these are long.
Yeah. This one's up there.
This one's up there. It's 2 hours and like 26 minutes. Yeah. And you kind of feel it a bit.
Yeah.
In some parts.
It's not offensive.
It's not offensive. No.
You feel it.
I felt like Crimes of the Future was longer.
Okay.
Even though I know it's shorter.
Yeah, because that movie is the most boring thing created this year.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I think if you look at this movie from a strict, just action and visual like spectacle, I think you're
in for a good time.
You're in for a good time.
Yes.
I think it's the people who were expecting more who are probably going to be disappointed. So give me 1 second. Okay, so
yes,
we got sidetracked. But what do you think about the cast? So I know you don't have nostalgia for this movie.
It was cool to. I felt something when I saw Alan Grant and.
Yeah, so I think they did a good job bringing in the characters.
Jeff Goldblum was dope.
Yeah. And actually, it's kind of nice that the way they did this. So, did you see Fallen Kingdom at all?
Nope.
So, Fallen Kingdom heavily advertised him.
Yeah.
They were like, he's here, look at him. And then he was in every trailer.
Which is why I was surprised that this was the first one that actually had all of them.
Yes.
Because I had seen him, but I have seen the Star Wars sequel, so I just assumed that they had all been back.
Nope.
Yeah.
This is the first time where all three of them have been in a movie together. So the problem with Fallen Kingdom that a lot of people had where they were angry that they advertised it as the return of Ian Malcolm, and he was in there for maybe 45 seconds, and all of that was in the trailer.
That's funny.
So this time around, it was nice to have these guys, and not just as cameos.
Yeah, but as characters.
They are characters. Yeah. They have a purpose. Yeah. I would say they have. I'm not saying it's like a huge important plot point, but it is a plot. Like they have a mission to complete.
So as a non-expert, I think I said this in the theater, so you may or may not remember it. But when it comes up to Dr. Grant, right?
Dr. Grant.
And he's digging for dinosaur bones.
Yeah?
I was like, why are you still digging for dinosaur bones? They're here. What are we going to learn? But
funny you mentioned. So there is a reason why he goes back to the bones. In the third movie, he talks about how he wants to keep studying the dinosaurs as they were. Yeah. Not as how like they've been made now. Right. Because the dinosaurs that they make, I don't know if you remember in the first movie, and they talked about it in the other ones. They're not 100% dinosaur.
You insert the DNA.
You insert DNA from other things, which then leads to some fuckery. Right? So he wants to keep studying basically the 100% legit dinosaur.
Covered in dirt.
Yep. That yes, while it's dumb that he wants to look at bones, at least his reasoning behind why makes some sort of sense.
Yes.
So.
And it's given.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe not in this movie, but if you've been following this series, at least it makes some sense. I also heard some people saying like, well, why would Laura Dern like care about these? Like, why did they bring these locusts and these plants in this? And I'm not saying that the locusts are a spoiler or anything, right? But like, she's not a paleontologist.
Yeah, what is she?
So she focuses on like old plants.
I see.
So she's there to study plants and the effects of these old creatures and stuff in the plants. Gotcha. So that makes sense of why she would then be involved. If it was just dinosaurs, like in all the other movies, then she may have been back. Right. But she's not. She's there to talk about the plants.
So I guess I will talk about the one thing that I did find objectively stupid with this movie. I think they could have done better. So they got the locusts, right? Which I don't mind as a plot point. You have the scene where she's with the farmer, and then the farmer's like, they ate all my crops. She's like, but there's crops over there. And then the farmer's like, those seeds are all from Tim Apple's company. And then they're like, and then I forget which character says it, or if it's just on the news, but it's like, who was responsible for these locusts? And
yes.
You're like,
Who is the company that's actively capturing these dinosaurs and preserving them?
Yes.
While also doing some medical shenanigans.
And that also sells seeds.
That also sells seeds.
Yeah.
Yes. So, for me, 6 out of 10. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Let's get into the nitty gritty of this. So you talked about Tim Apple.
Yeah.
I found out that apparently that character is a character from the original movie.
So is the actor an original actor?
No, because he got in trouble for some sex crimes.
I see.
Yeah.
He's a Kevin Spacey. What is the character's name?
Tim Apple?
Yes.
Lewis Dodgson.
Lewis Dodson?
Dodgson.
All right, I'm gonna look up. Anyway, continue.
So he replaced a character called a person called Cameron Thor.
Okay.
From the original. So in the original movie, he's the guy who was hiring. I don't know. You remember the big fat dude, Nedry?
Yeah.
He's the one who steals the embryos in the Barbasol can.
Okay.
And then gets killed by the not compies, the little spitty dinosaurs.
I see. So Lewis Dogson's the one who's in the red. He's in the original. He's in that red polo T-shirt.
I think so, yeah, because the guy's like, look at him, look like nobody cares.
Yes, that meme.
That exactly, yes.
So then he becomes Tim Cook. All right.
So one of the things that I think now that we're talking about spoilers that we can talk about.
So pause. Is this apparent to your average viewer? I know you found out from a critic. Do you think your average viewer would make the connection that Tim Cook is the red shirt guy from?
So I think if you watch the movies frequently,
yeah, which not everybody's doing.
So there are mentions.
Yeah, okay.
I had heard about this from reading the casting.
Yeah.
Not from a critic, surprisingly enough.
Yeah.
But I found out the reason why he was replaced. Through critics.
Through this. So yes. I asked, because I'm just looking at Google Images. I barely remember this character, right? In the old movie, he looks like a Chad bro.
Yes.
Right. Tim Cook, say what you will about him, does not look like a Chad bro.
No.
Is it believable that a Chad bro would become Tim Cook?
I feel like if you're trying to re-image yourself as this huge tech bro now that tech bros are a thing.
Yeah, but you know what happens is you have Bezos, who if you look at pictures of him from the 90s, he's modern day Tim Cook.
I think this movie has the reason why he is Tim Apple in this movie.
Yeah. Is
because this is a script from 2019.
I see.
I think going forward, it's gonna be Elon's.
Right. Probably.
So I honestly, I think that's the reason.
Which other critics have said as well that Elon would probably be a good CEO fit as well.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, but I just don't. I feel like this, and now maybe I'm getting too complaining, but I feel you didn't need that connection.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I don't know if maybe this has to do with Colin Trevorrow trying to make a statement. I don't know.
Or you can make a statement with you're just Tim Cook, look-alike, and he doesn't have to be named Lewis Dodson.
I mean, I think they just wanted that connection.
Yeah.
They just wanted that connection, I think. But it was a nice payoff that he does get killed by the same dinosaur as Nedry.
Nice.
So it's interesting. I looked him up there, the Dilophosaurus.
Dilophosaurus.
I'm looking up at the different names of the dinosaurs in this movie.
Yeah.
Some of them I'm like, Delightful. But so to kind of bring back the argument that I was gonna, not argument, but the points that I was gonna make. I did not see a lot of the marketing for this movie.
No.
So I'm not saying that I avoided it. I'm not saying that it wasn't present. I'm just saying I personally just was not really looking for it.
You've seen a lot more Bullet Train trailers than you probably saw a lot of Jurassic Dominion trailers.
Yes. So, the problem with this movie is that apparently there were some like TV spots released. Some, I guess at the beginning of the Fast and Furious 9, they released like a 5-minute short film about this movie. And a lot of people were under the impression that these things were going to be part of the movie. And they were going to be part of the movie.
What are these things?
So there's one called like Battle at Something Park.
Okay.
Which is supposed to take place right after the last movie, after the dinosaurs get released.
I see.
Where a family is camping out in the forest, and then dinosaurs start like fucking with them.
Yep.
And I have seen that one.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. It was tense. It was really interesting. Then there was also another one where they talk about the dinosaur that shows up at the end, the something,
T-Rex
whatever.
with spikes, right? That one?
Yes. Giganotosaurus. Apparently there's like a whole like short film where he is fighting a T-Rex.
Yeah.
That's supposed to kind of foreshadow the big fight they have at the end of the movie where they are cloned. And again, that was shown. Then they show some present day stuff with like a T-Rex like attacking a drive-in movie theater, and apparently it was cool. I haven't seen that one, and a lot of people were expecting those to be in the movie. They show up to see the movie. Those are not. They are replaced by a honestly kind of quirky, kind of fun Now This video.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Showing the dinosaurs like messing with people still.
Right.
I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but I was not coming into the movie with that expectation.
Now, would you have so just on paper, would you have preferred that movie?
Would I have preferred to see those in the big screen?
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Is it letting it? Am I letting it tamper? Yeah, like cloud my judgment and be like, no, well, this movie was a 6, now it's a 3. No, absolutely not. Like,
I don't think it does that much harm to the movie. Here's what I will say. I've heard other critics say that they thought this movie was going to be more dinosaurs in real life. You know, what does that look like, right? And then they were disappointed that we effectively go back to
a park,
right? And I can buy that. Like, I don't think that's gonna take me down to a 3. I don't think that's gonna like fill my world with disappointment. But once again, I'm not like following this franchise. You know, if you didn't want to see this movie, actually, I would not have gone. I would not have gone to see it. But like I think that option was out there, and I think if they had leaned in more to that, I think you could have had higher than a 6. I think you could have had like a 7 or 8.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I get that, right? I would have liked to see some more human interaction, but we do get some of it.
Yeah.
Like, we do have a really cool chase scene happening in Italy, I think.
Right.
Like the streets of Italy.
Right.
Where Chris Pratt is being chased by the Velociraptors.
Yeah.
I'm pulling out these names now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Impressive.
And it is interesting to see the people who are just like everyday people going around their day and then just get chomped by like big dinosaurs because they're just running around. Some would say, how do you let that sneak up on you? But you know what? Movie magic.
Exactly.
Movie magic.
Yeah. I say to them, have you seen The Walking Dead, sir?
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like there are some issues that maybe could make the movie better.
Right.
But I don't think the movie as it stands is offensive.
Now that we talk, though, I would like to see, because you know what that scene in Italy reminds me? It effectively reminds me of a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Right? Tim Cook basically is a Bond villain.
Basically.
Right? I would like to see a James Bond movie where the people are chasing a man, right? But the world just happens to be populated by dinosaurs. And the man uses the dinosaurs kind of like Not Lady Gaga. Lady in White.
Santos.
Yeah.
It was bugging me the whole time. I was like, I know her from somewhere.
Yeah.
Her name is Dyken Lockman, and she's from she's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And she's in a show called Being Human.
And she's also not Lady Gaga.
She is not Lady Gaga.
So like henchmen like that, like making dinosaurs be obstacles, I would be down for that film. I think that film could get a 7, 8, or 9 possibly.
Here's the thing. It's upsetting to me, and I don't know if this has to do with rights or any sort of trademark or whatever. I hate that the only dinosaur-related thing that we get is Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think there's a market for it.
Yes.
Like, spy thrillers. You can have multiple spy. You have James Bond, obviously. Mission Impossible. You have Man from U.N.C.L.E., which is fantastic. I don't know if you've seen it.
You got Kingsman.
You got Kingsman.
Right.
There was another one that I was thinking, and I completely just blanked on it.
You got movies like Bullet Train, which are not pure spy movies, but kind of will probably hug that line.
Kind of like a Hitman, Underworld, type of thing.
Right. And we don't get that many Godzilla movies and King Kong movies, right?
No, we don't get a lot of like kaiju movies, right?
So there's a market for dinos.
So I think you could have a company who just comes out with a dinosaur movie that is not Tammy the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Tammy the T-Rex. You know, I would be down for something that is just Jurassic Park adjacent, but not Jurassic Park.
Is this a good time for my segment idea?
Oh, yes.
Yes. So I had an idea for a segment. I call it the Brightburn treatment.
The Brightburn treatment.
Can you give us a quick synopsis of what Brightburn is?
So, because that's true. Not a lot of people saw Brightburn, which is annoying. So Brightburn is essentially the retelling of a superhero story. It's essentially your Superman, but what if Superman was sent to kill us?
Right.
So essentially like original Goku.
Original Goku, if the Boys were a movie. Right?
If the Boys were a movie,
yes.
Kind of.
A much more pared down version.
Yes, less like market heavy.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, essentially evil Superman.
Right.
What would Superman do if he was a pubescent evil boy?
Yeah. So mine is what if Jurassic Park? So there's dinosaurs, there's a park, they've escaped, right? What if? How are we gonna deal with them? Mm-hmm. And I have noticed that there are too few guns in this movie now, which took me out of it a little bit because I'm like, all right, we need to shoot these dinosaurs. Like this is a problem.
Yes.
Right. They're running with the bulls. Not supposed to.
You know, some people argue that you need AR-15s for 30 to 50 feral hogs.
Right.
I think 30 to 50 feral hogs at least equals one velociraptor.
So while there's too few guns in this movie, there are not too few guns in these United States of America.
Yeah.
Right? There are also not too few mass shooters. So what if we modest proposal this shit?
Yeah.
And we red flag. This is the movie. We red flag all the potential mass shooters, and then the Suicide Squad lady tells them, like, all right, we've got too many dinosaurs. You need to take your anger out on something.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the movie would eventually comment on, but it's basically potential mass shooters versus dinosaurs.
Yes. Let's make them the heroes.
They might not be the hero. The dinosaurs might win. I don't know.
Oh.
Like it depends on what you want to comment on. Right? Because the problem with this franchise is, and this is not my original idea, but basically, it kind of rests on the laurels of like, don't fuck with nature. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But for this franchise to continue, there must be continued fucking with nature.
Yeah, you kind of have to, otherwise
Right?
there's no franchise.
So you've got the theme of like don't fuck with nature, and the theme of like angry men.
Yeah.
Right. And who wins in the end? I don't know. It's up to the director of this movie.
It's time to find out.
Yeah. So if you were to Brightburn this movie, what would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I know it's not an original idea, but I really do think they've toyed around with this. Dinosaurs and like Fast and the Furious.
Nice.
It sounds stupid, and
No.
I know it has not. It's like I said, it's not an original idea. They've joked about it. I think the Fast people have joked about it.
Yeah.
But there is something inherently cool though about seeing Chris Pratt in the OG Jurassic World riding a fast motorcycle through the forest, surrounded by raptors.
Yeah.
And going on like a hit squad.
Yeah.
So like something like that, with fast cars, dinosaurs like sneaking up around people. That's what I would like.
I would be here for it.
The more I was talking about it, the more I'm interested in like a military movie with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Where you have your trained raptors.
Well, that's the thing with the MCU. You can take the MCU and you can make X kind of movie, mystery, horror, straight up action, right? And then you could just say, but with superheroes.
But with dinosaurs.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, like I said, so going back to wrap up, we mentioned that you know there are some fair criticisms in the marketing. I would say,
Right.
not enough that soils my liking for this movie.
Yep.
And I think this fits well in the world of Jurassic World and Jurassic Park.
Yes.
The ideas in the movie, I think, are interesting enough to continue. They've toyed with the idea that the dinosaurs change organically because of some of the DNA they've spliced together. Blue was able to reproduce on her own, so are other dinosaurs. That's always been the theme of these movies.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs somehow find a way to have babies even though they're all supposed to be females. And so I think just with that little line alone, mixed with we've released them into the world, I think you end with endless possibilities for these movies.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm curious as to when the next one will come out. And I'm curious as to if it'll involve these people.
Listen, the synopsis says the conclusion of the Jurassic era, and I'm like, you are a fucking lying piece of shit.
For now.
Because, I mean, this movie already made $400 million already.
And there's going to be a dinosaur market.
There's going to be a dinosaur market.
Yeah.
Like I said, dinosaurs are cool.
It's 4-year-old. You got your dinosaur phase. You got your astronaut phase. You got your emergency vehicle phase.
And that's when you mishmash these dinosaurs.
Yes. With emergency vehicles.
And astronauts.
Yes.
So, I don't know. Let's chat really quick. Like we said, critics don't like it. 30% Rotten Tomatoes, 4.9 average out of 10.
I think it's fair for a critic's response to be that if they're coming at it from like I'm going to be a true critic.
I came here to see cinema.
Right.
Yeah.
Having said that, though, I think you really enjoy this film best with mid to lower expectations.
Oh yeah. I think I fall with the audience on this. 79%, usually about a 4.1 on average out of 5.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Maybe a little high. Like I said, I would give this a solid 6.
I think if you liked Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, you would like this movie.
Why specifically at World's End?
That was you watched that one when you're 8th grade. I watched it when I was in 8th grade, right? And you had seen the first 2 and you were so excited for that. And then it was like universally just kind of considered disappointing at the time. I think it came out the same year as Spider-Man 3. I think it came out the same year as Shrek 3. So you had these...
Is that 2007 or 8?
Yeah, somewhere in there. 2008, I think.
Okay.
So you have these pretty universally panned and disappointing prequels that have been preceded by fairly popular 1s and 2s, right? I think if you come back and watch At World's End, you're like, all right, like this isn't bad.
I remember really enjoying the last battle when they're in the whirlpool.
Yeah.
I remember that being like, that's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like if you can look at World's End and be like, all right, like, you know, I'll turn on TNT and this will be on, and like, I'll watch it, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel this is that type of movie.
Yeah, that's fair. I agree. So that is it for us on this episode
of Dinosaurs
Are Cool. Relatively short episode, which is fine. I don't think this movie needs any more. Nope. I would say if you are looking to stay cool in this hot summer, pop in. Catch this at a matinee price.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Cool off in the AC for a couple hours.
Yes. If you're an AMC A-lister like ourselves, laugh at the peasants.
Laugh at the peasants. Go to your premium line.
Yeah, get an ice cream.
Get an ice cream.
Sure.
Well, we will be back soon. We are continuing our How I Met Your Mother summer
series.
Yeah.
How I Met Your Mother in the summer.
How I Met Your Mother in the summer.
Yeah.
And on that note, you can follow us at the Cine-Scoots. I have been Javier.
And I have been Thano.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.